Hey everybody, let's talk about white spot disease, or ick. If you haven't experienced ick, you haven't been keeping fish long enough. Everybody has to deal with ick. It's very common, and it's really easy to treat and take care of. Ick is a protozoa, but the easiest way to think about it is think of it like a tick, because ticks are something that we have to deal with as a terrestrial mammal. The school of thought that I subscribe to is that ick is always in your aquarium. Once you introduce a fish into your aquarium, you have ick in your aquarium. And just that the healthy fish can fight it off. And when the fish gets stressed or a little ill or something like that, their defenses against ick get reduced. And the way that to know if your fish has ick is it looks like someone salted it. Just little specks of white, usually first appearing on the tail fin or the pectoral fins or some of the fins first, and then it will start to cover the body. Gone untreated, most of the time ick will be fatal, but like I said, it's easy to treat. It's really common. It's as common as like the cold in humans. Let's see, treatments for ick. Well, ick can only be eliminated while it's in the water column. There's nothing you can do about the ick that's on the fish. And the way that ick works, it creates the shell around itself when it's on the fish, and then it will release from the fish back into the water column. You can't see it in the water column, and it will fall back into the substrate. You can't see it in the substrate. This is when it's doing its procreation, when it's multiplying. And then it will go back into the water column, swim back up to a fish, and reattach. In the wild, the fish are in streams and lakes and stuff like that, and the water movement and the volume of water is so large that the fish can get away from the ick, and the ick gets on other fish, and it's diluted down so much that most of the time fish survive the ick, and it's not as big of a deal as it is in an aquarium where there's nowhere else for the fish to go, and it can't swim downstream, and the ick just keeps hitting the same fish over and over and over. The treatments, there's medication out there that you can get, and when your fish gets sick like this, that's a good thing to do. Grab some medication, have some on hand to treat the ick. Follow the instructions on it. A special note there: if you have carbon in your filtration, take the carbon out while you're medicating, because the carbon will remove medication from your water. A lot of the medications will stain glass, silicone, sealant, so like the silicone. Being a protozoa, ick isn't tolerant to salt. So if you have fish that are, you don't have live plants, you could add aquarium salt. Warming up your water will speed up the life cycle of the ick, so it will make it release and breed quicker, so that it will be in the water column more frequently. And since that's the only place that you can kill the ick, it gives you a better chance. It will also speed up the metabolism of your fish, so you don't want to go too high too fast, but raising your temperature will help to eliminate the ick. At 86 degrees Fahrenheit, it can no longer reproduce. And at 89 degrees Fahrenheit, ick actually dies. But so do a lot of fish. So there's medications, there's salt, heavy water changes. I mean, you don't want to go so heavy that you stress the fish out more. But when you do water changes, you dilute the ick that's in the water column, in return eliminating what has to be killed in the tank. Let's see. There's also natural stuff out there, like for example garlic. Garlic's an anti-protozoal, so you can add garlic to your aquarium and it will assist in treating the ick. Downsides of that is that adding garlic to your aquarium, the oils and the garlic, which will fight the ick, increase the smell of garlic in your room greatly. I've used garlic to treat fish before, but you would think I was trying to ward off a vampire or something, because the whole house started smelling like garlic. Strong garlic. But yeah, just keep an eye on the fish. The sooner that you catch the ick, the easier it is to treat. You can raise the water temperature, you can do lots of water changes, the option of adding salt and medications. You should be able to take care of the ick fairly easily. A key point in dealing with ick is preventing it. So quarantine new fish just to make sure that they don't have it on them when they come in, because a lot of times once a fish gets it, it starts stressing out any other fish and they'll start picking it up also, and your whole tank will outbreak from it. Watch about cross-contaminating, because once you get active ick, if you dip a net in a tank that has active ick and then you dip it in another tank, the ick will have a higher chance of having an outbreak in that tank. Cross-contamination is something to watch out for. And that basically covers ick. If you have any specific questions or comments or anything about ick, throw them in the comment section below. And until next time, rate, subscribe, hit the notifications button, hit the share button, hit all that fancy buttons that YouTube throws on there now, and we'll see you next time.